Hi, my name is Remy and my assigned state is Wyoming. So I'm just gonna go through everything that I have found research-wise, um, just kind of starting with the reason that there are drug issues in Wyoming. One of the first and I feel like the most common sense reasons is just the isolation and the fact that it's rural. There's not as much supervision. Some areas have like a lower percentage of officers and things like that. But also the isolation is just some people don't have as much access to like treatment, but also people don't have as much to be involved in. So if drugs are available, that can be something that kind of helps them cope with that isolation, especially in the colder times of the year. Part of it also is it's very close to states that have legal drugs. Like, for example, Colorado has legalized marijuana, and I-80 goes straight through Wyoming. So that is definitely a reason that marijuana is kind of not only in the state, but also it's transported through the state to get to other places. There's actually a high rate of also methamphetamine that's caught in Wyoming, as well as some fentanyl. There's a high rate of prescription opioids. In fact, I found a statistic that 126 people overdosed from opioids in 2022, just a few years ago. As far as those that are using, from what I have found, most people that are the people that are using the most are actually people from the age of like your younger adults, so 18 to later 20s. And those are also the highest meth users in the 2000s. The rates tend to lower out after the late 20s, but there's still some use there. As far as like juveniles, there's only an 8% report on use, but that also there's some mention that it's not as common for those things. Like a lot of counties in Wyoming don't have more than one officer to cover like probation and things like that, so there may be more leeway for kids to be getting away with their drug use. As far as like the counties that are the most popular for drug use, Teton County is one of those, so that includes the Jackson Hole area and Laramie County, which is where the University of Wyoming is, so that would make sense with the higher rates being with people ages 18 to 25, 26-ish, because college students are definitely in Laramie. That's the biggest college, I believe, in Wyoming. And also it would make sense that there might be more patrol of that because it is the only university, whereas some of the other schools may not have as much oversight and supervision as far as drug use. A lot of the crime that's related to drug use is related to meth. And there's some violent crimes also that are connected to meth use. A lot of child abuse is connected to meth use in Wyoming. And so those heavier drugs are a little more popular. I honestly was kind of surprised by that. I thought it would be more like marijuana, that kind of stuff, but methamphetamine tends to be a big subject in all the Wyoming statistics.